Do not worry.
Well, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of your favorite podcast. It's Do Not Worry, folks. Do Not Worry, the podcast. It's me, your host, Anthony, with Elijah. He's back after like 7 weeks. I warned all of you guys. I told you guys weeks ago this was going to happen. No one believed me.
I'm still a part of the show. I added to كل شيء تمام.
Technically, it's still a part of the show.
وهلا أنا هون لحالي. My
God
comeback episode.
bless you for being here. The other interns were indisposed. ما في عنا غير Elijah أجا. Episode 108. And God damn it. If is right. That face you made is how I feel inside when I think about this podcast. Like the video, folks. Subscribe to the channel. Become a Do Not Warrior. Help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Leave a comment. Engage with this video. I'm going to be talking about a couple of douchey comments we got over the last couple of weeks. You know me. I got a douchey comment, and I like to call it out, folks. And one of them from a Lebanese boxing champion.
Okay.
Who wants me to stop talking about boxing. Can you imagine that? We're going to talk about it, don't worry. Shifit. People can be really obnoxious. Folks, there's a lot to talk about this week and a lot to catch up on. We're going to give our final opinions on like the whole BARBIE thing, a new anti-gay law, some news like Beirut airport is messed up, the Beirut air quality is really bad, Rickyz restaurant burned down, Bifareya, folks. Rickyz, the classic Rickyz. We're going to talk about Rickyz in a bit. Naji Zakaria is now doing commercials, folks. He's doing ads on TikTok. He's doing sponsored posts. It's what I said he should do months ago. Finally, but he's not doing it for supermarkets. That's funny. There's a lot of shit we're going to talk about. Okay, Joy Tassidis. We're going to talk about some Joy Tassidis videos. He's also going to be a guest on Jadar Dakani's podcast. Anyways, first, let me just take a second to thank our patrons. We couldn't do the show without Patreon. If you guys want to support us, support the show, support the interns, please consider supporting us on Patreon. I'm going to thank some patrons in particular a little bit later in the show. So stay tuned to that. And with all of that good stuff out of the way, let's get into what we have here. And how you been? You got any updates? What have you been up to for the past month and a half? Shagil. Everything's good?
I'm switching jobs for lots of shit going on.
How's the TikTok adventure?
It's good.
ماشي الحال? You good? Anna, we got an animated intro sent by C. Birro. I don't know what C stands for. Maybe it's Sherbil. Thank you to C. Birro. He sent this to us by email. Look, it's just the our logo animated. He made, they've all come to life right now. Look at my eyes. Spider-Man's moving. Batman's crying. And I wanted to do this. Luai, the guy who did the art for us, like, I remember he wanted to do this like 2 years ago. And I was like, yeah, I'll tell you, we'll do it. His wife is an animator, and I just never got back to it. Thank you so much to C. Birro for the awesome video. We'll use it. We'll see where we can use it in the episode. So BARBIE. Let's talk about BARBIE Asseria. I'm so sick of talking about this goddamn movie. Okay. We still don't know if it's... I think Lebanon ended up being one of the only like 2 or 3 countries in the world to ban it. Didn't China ban it or something for mentioning Taiwan or some country because they... Something like that. But we just have a couple of updates. Okay, we still don't know if it's coming out in Lebanon. بعدنا مش عارفين. But what's happened with BARBIE is it's become. Remember what تجربوا يقربوا الساعة for the whole Ramadan or something. It's become like a religious thing. You have religious extremists ما بدهم ينزلوا BARBIE. Then you have the Christians لا بدنا ننزلوا لBARBIE. This was like, I don't know if this was a parody, but this is like literally النديم جميل إذا تم منع عرض فيلم باربي في صالات السينما فسنعرضه بالساحات العامة في لبناننا وليمنعوه في دولتهم لكم دولتكم لنا لبناننا. يعني this has become a political red line.
It's a fucking movie, bro.
Pro BARBIE or are you against BARBIE? خلاص, this determined صارت geopolitical issue.
New political party هلا.
كل شيء, bro. It's insane. It is legitimately, it's nuts. وشوف, we had this tweet here by MTV Lebanon. So after the Minister of Culture said that he wanted to ban it, this what MTV tweeted. this ساعة معلومات MTV. اللجنة المكلفة للرقابة على أفلام السينما والتي تضم ممثلين عن الأمن العام ووزارة الاقتصاد شاهدت صباح اليوم فيلم باربي ولم تجد أي مشهد أو مبرر لعدم عرضه. So they were like, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't know what's happening. Kept going back and forth. I tried calling cinemas. Honestly, لقيت. You know why لقيت, صار? Because BARBIE is coming out on digital on September 5th. 5 days after it was supposed to come out here on August 31st. So لشو نبهدل حالنا ونروح على السينما ويربحونا جميلة. شفتوا نزل. We released Barbie after months of you guys begging. Fuck y'all. ما بدي أحضره بقى. It's coming out on September 5th. HD online. You can all rent it. You can buy it. You can stream it, download it, do whatever you want with it. Have fun with it. They made us wait. It's too late. Again, they're so stupid. Like كأنه ما فينا نحضرهم بعدين. Or like it's
بيعملوا big deal out of nothing. Literally nothing.
Again, because the politicians are so bad. The country is in such shit that they distract people with Barbie, with gay people, with all the it's خلاص عن جد قرفت. Anyways, there's a whole bunch of shit about Barbie. We still don't know if it's coming out. And the whole world, عم يتمنيك علينا, bro. Look, like Saint Hoax, look at this. Like officials in Kuwait and Lebanon have moved to ban Barbie as the film is set to open across the Middle East. نزل بDubai, نزل بالسعودية. We don't fucking have it here. Look at this tweet. But we don't have electricity. Our inflation is top 5 worst in the world. Our government doesn't do anything. This is what they're worried about. Timur. Here's a tweet. Lebanon in the past 10 days, 14 killed in Palestinian camp clashes. Saudi tells citizens to leave. Other Gulf states issue security warnings. Lebanese forces Christian politician murdered in South Lebanon. 2 killed in Hezbollah Christian resident clashes. And then Hezbollah minister says that they will ban Barbie. It's crazy. We don't even care anymore. Honestly, the people paying the price are cinema owners. And if they don't care, if they're not making a fuss out of this, then I don't care anyways. Fuck everybody. Fuck this whole stupid thing. We kind of talked about it last week. I just wanted to give the final official update.
الoutcome.
على باربي. عرفونا إياها, man. خلاص, I'm going to watch it just the way I watched Spider-Verse. Fuck it, stream it on my laptop. شكيت will be my 55-inch TV. I enjoyed it. As close as you can get to the movie theater. شو بدنا نعمل. وعلى موضوع الفلومة, I've mentioned Ninja Turtles like on the last episode. Yeah. It's also been postponed till mid-September. ما بعرف. It's just been postponed till mid-September. We don't know if it's been banned.
Globally or بلبنان بس؟
بس بلبنان. Oh, it's been out everywhere in the world. بس
نزل.
نزل بس بلبنان ما نزل. هلا who شو صار? I think I know what. If they ban it, I know what's going on. There was a tweet like 3 weeks ago. It was a troll. They were like, oh, they made Master Splinter gay in the new Ninja Turtles movie. People on Twitter started to freak out that they made Master Splinter gay. He's not gay. They didn't make him gay. Someone was just fucking around on Twitter. So maybe حدا هون بالدولة, they saw that tweet, they panicked. They made Master Splinter gay. We have to ban it. Apparently there's a new gay law being drafted. So this is by Dumet Azzi, a tweet. Important. A draft law against homosexuality prepared by the Ittihad Center for Research and Development, between parentheses, Hezbollah. What the law includes in brief: the practice of homosexuality is clearly criminalized, whether with or without the consent of the parties. The criminalization of promoting homosexuality, that is even mentioning the word homosexuality, gay, like we're doing now, just saying the word gay, will be criminalized in all institutions, including media institutions, with a prison sentence ranging from 7 to 10 years.
Gay.
So just saying gay could put you in jail for 7 to 10 years. That is absolutely.
يا بلد banned the word completely.
I don't know, man. This is just insane. This is going to like religious extremism. Dude, I would literally leave the country if this were enabled. I ain't even gay, and I'll fucking leave the country because I want to say the word gay as often as I fucking want to.
اصلا هلا في another قانون عم يجربوا يشرعوه انه اذا you're queer or you get caught in public فيها 1 to 3 years in jail.
If you get caught in public, هون بلبنان. I don't think any of this shit's gonna pass. If it does pass, it's a big problem. هون بيكمل. Criminalizing same-sex relations between Lebanese outside Lebanon and handing them over to Lebanese authorities to prosecute them. Hey! Oof, that's gonna. I haven't even read this one. Same sex between Lebanese outside Lebanon? You mean you're going for like, bro? I have like family members who are gay and married outside of Lebanon. Good luck getting to them. Not that they should. God bless them. I love my gay cousins. And the final tweet, he says, if it is approved, and he also says that it is unlikely, it will put Lebanon at the bottom of countries in terms of human rights and public and individual freedoms. This law is part of the intimidation campaign waged by Hezbollah and an attempt to create moral panic. Well, there's a whole like PDF of the law. Again, we've talked about this a million times every few months. There's a new campaign against gay people, against refugees, Halla against Barbie. This is all distractions. The country is shit. Politicians are robbing you blind. None of us have money. They fucked this country. They don't know how to get rid of fucking trash. The garbage crisis. Shuma Betkon crisis. Corruption, pollution. Bejulpur. I nearly died. 300 people died. Everything is fucked. You have no future here if you're young. If you're graduating from high school or college, you have no future. But they want you to worry about a guy kissing a guy, a girl kissing a girl, somebody watching Barbie. and all that stupid shit.
What the fuck on the Barbie thing ما بتقطع.
But the problem is that people that are dumb enough to take the bait.
إيه
I get it. You hate gay people. Don't you hate the government a little bit more?
ما هيك؟
ما
مثلا
بتكره
جبران political pen نزله جبران بصير عم يحكي his new speech كلها like anti LGBT وكيف ال nuclear family is getting fucked with corruption وما بعرف شو.
هيدا همنا
usually الكل بيكرهوا لك جبران بصير سبحان الله كل الكومنتس صاروا أول شيء بيقولوا صح برافو عليه. This is the game they play. That's why they hop on this anti LGBT trend.
Lebanese people are
شو gullible وشو هبل.
وكتير انتي جاي نحن بلبنان برو تيك توك كل ما تنزل شيء that if you remotely mention that you're kind of pro gay people who like hey maybe they should have rights فيكوا بالجاي عارفين لغة hey what the fuck.
عملت فيديو recently عم واحد بقول انه الحلقة مش لازم للرجال ما بعرف شو. I did like a video completely different than what I do انه عم بحكي about this موضوع. I did some good arguments وهيك. I got good likes وكتير في عالم معي بس ما فيك تتخيل I did people like انت gay او انت مرة او like as if being a woman is an insult. ما بفهم.
It's just so stupid man.
شعب مهبيلي.
Like there's no point in even arguing with anyone. But no. Anyways, I just wanted to highlight that this is where we're at. Again, gay people, heart go out to you. You know, if y'all are struggling, stay in the closet. Normally, you know, I'm always stay in the closet. Keep it hidden. All right, keep it hidden. This is for your own good. Okay, man, don't tell anybody. You think it's safe to tell your friend? Keep it fucking shh. All right, be gay in secret. That's what you got to do here. Even me just saying this could, you know, put me in jail for 7 years. And there was also sticking to the موضوع, gays for one moment. There was a video of a guy called Sami Fetfet Mabatfo. He's like the son of some politician. Oh, I don't know much about him. But the video of him went viral online. بس عم بيقول إنه I support gay people who people should support them إنه حرام وما بخلي حدا يقرب على gay people etc. إنه he said good things, the bare minimum of like what a tolerant person should say. نزلوا فيه على تويتر كمان بالquote tweets وبالهيدا. Let's just see قد ايه العالم قد ايه مقرفة. هيدا عم بيقول لمين بده يقرب عليهم الفكرة انه هن ما بيقربوا على غيرهم.
انا pisses me off هالناريتيف انه gay people خلص بده يركبوا كل رجال بالبلد يعني ما عنده شيء ضدهم بس ما يقربوا علي. It's so narcissistic
by
to
the
think
way,
that way.
This guy's name is Bakir Karaki. Just want to highlight these people.
شكله عنده مايك قدامه. I think has a podcast. Yeah.
It is a mic. Yeah. Oh, that looks like this mic actually. With a similar.
It looks like your mic.
Looks like the same mic. This is me if I went bald much earlier in my life. عنا خواري زمي 99. ما حدا بده يقرب عليهم هن ما يقربوا على حدا قبل كانوا إذا يعرفوك ستريت حتى لا تهيجوا عليك.
قبل كانوا إذا بيعرفوك ستريت حتى لو تهيجوا عليك ما يقربوا. هلا try it you might like it.
اوكي
انه هلا gay people ما عندهم بيهجموا عليك تاني
بيهجموا عليك غينا شما you might be one of them to answer this way.
يا shit pisses me off إذا حدا supports this خلص you're gay as well.
هون عنا مين هون عنا على خشيش أو علي خشيش sorry I read it in English in Arabic. الله يعيننا سنة زمان والشواذ اللي كانت نكتة طول حياتنا والتنفر وقرف بتصير تقرب
شوي عقول الجيل الجديد. وواجبنا نواجه ناس من مريضة
بلا شرف
وأخلاق.
Nice. See all these fucking crazies bro that we share Twitter with. هيدا اسمه موسى. ليك هلوتة ليك. ايه great. You know what I mean. وهون عنا يحيى التنجي أبو غيث. This is going to be progressive. تفو عليك واطي بده شو
يبدو أنك واحد من هذه الفئة الشاذة عن الأخلاق والدين والقيم الإنسانية الحميدة.
And all he said was like, yo, we shouldn't. He's like, no, and I've lived abroad, I've traveled, I've seen how these people live, we should respect them. He just said the most basic things, they have rights, haram, everybody knows someone who's gay. Bro, all of you homophobes, you have gay friends and family. Maybe they haven't told you لأنه خايفين منكم. And I have like 4 gay cousins that I know of. 2 of them are married. عادي bro, it's fucking okay. يعني وقت بتسبوا gay people عم بتسبوا عائلتي. عم بتسبوا my loved ones. My blood, alright? So fuck you motherfuckers, okay? You coming for my loved ones.
Politicians don't know what they heavy what they're doing. مثلا USA, which is open-minded, امبارح I think قتلوا a woman who's straight بس لأنه حتى a gay pride flag قدام محلها.
It's bad everywhere. أكيد in the States كمان إنه it's way more open-minded than here.
بس لتشوف إنه قديش like hate speech can take it to إنه بتنيك الدنيا يعني. You know?
أكيد yeah no you can never underestimate the effects of hate speech you know kind of encouraging this negative rhetoric. It's dangerous. Let's go on a little news update, folks. Tassidis. There's a couple of things that seem interesting, but we're going to get to the most important piece of news. Beirut air quality apparently is really bad.
Shocking.
We're going to talk about some news, folks. There's a couple of articles that I just said. One of them is in French. Liban, l'air de Beyrouth devient irrespirable à cause de la multiplication des générateurs d'électricité au diesel. I tried to find this in English to spare you here listening to me in French. Basically, they're saying that Beirut's air is becoming very, very polluted and toxic because of all of the generators and motorat that are constantly on. Actually, I was driving down to Beirut, and you literally see a dark cloud floating over Beirut at like all times now. It's kind of disgusting, yani. It's not like هون أزبط بالزوق وشركة الكهرباء and all that shit. I know. بس إنه like still Beirut, which was relative.
Beirut is way worse. يعني هون خرب بس هونيك أخرب كتير.
It's really bad now because it's literally you just see a dark cloud hanging over the city. So let's just read a little bit يعني Tassidis هون what they're saying. Alright, so I translated it into English. We're just going to read it. Tassidis in English. On the heights of Beirut, it is an end-of-day ritual, especially in summer. From landscape terraces, families admire the view of the sea and the Lebanese capital. Rima comes every day. In the distance, the city is drowned in a thick cloud of pollution. Do you see this color above the city? Shows Rima. It is a mixture of brown and gray. Yesterday it was worse. Because of this, friends are sick. There are more and more cases, especially in children. I shouldn't be making a voice. This is serious. Crushed by heat, coupled with a humidity of 60%, Beirut suffocates. The level of air pollution is exploding in the Lebanese capital. At issue, road traffic, but especially the multiplication of generators powered by diesel, because since 2019, the Electricity of Lebanon network has only provided a maximum of 3 hours of electricity each day. Ultra-polluting machines installed in the basements of some buildings because there's more public electricity. I have to... خلاص, fuck it, right? I don't need to read more of this.
بس على فكرة it's very true يعني حتى إذا ما في شيء to prove that this shit's polluting يعني last year بس رحت على Germany شيء إنه طلعت من مطار ألمانيا like الهواء بتحس ريحته غير.
Yeah. What we breathe in here, bro, is complete poison. Not only is the air unbreathable in Beirut, our airport is fucked. Check this out. Beirut airport safety fears flagged in global watchdog report. And I thought I had seen some videos of not الكهرباء بالمطار. I thought this was going to be that. It's not that. We have way more serious problems than الكهرباء from time to time. Okay, so according to the report, ATC staff shortage is a serious safety issue which could have critical repercussions for aviation in Lebanon. When controllers are overloaded with work, there is a higher risk of errors which could have catastrophic consequences. An aviation expert who requested to remain anonymous told the National. So basically, we don't have enough like controllers, the people that sit in those towers and like make sure that planes we have like a third of the staff that we're supposed to have, which means that horrible shit can happen. But anyways, you can read that article and have some fun, because the real important news that I want to talk about, folks, the real tragedy that is going to cost Lebanon and set us back 20 years, Rickyz احترق, folks. Rickyz بفرية. Fire destroys Rickyz restaurant in Fareya. Now, for those of you who don't know, first let me just read Tassidis شو صار, then we'll talk a bit about Rickyz. أنت بتعرف Rickyz?
إيه.
هذا معروف. Everyone's always pointing at the camera, taking photos, wearing the colorful hats. The fire, the cause of which has not yet been determined, broke out at around 5 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Let's read a little bit. Beirut, a fire that broke out at dawn on Wednesday has completely destroyed the famous Rickyz restaurant in Fareya. Civil defense spokesman Eli Aboud confirmed to L'Orient Le Jour. Aboud added that no casualties resulted from the blaze. Thank God. The restaurant, which was built entirely of wood, caught fire at that. That'll do it. You know what I mean? You're built entirely of wood. That's going to catch fire. No, it's like they highlight. Built entirely of wood, as if they're happy. The restaurant, which was built entirely of wood, caught fire at 5 a.m., Aboud said, explaining that firefighters managed to put out the blaze at around 8 a.m. 3 hours of a restaurant built entirely out of wood, that's enough to completely fuck that shit up. The civil defense team is on its way to the restaurant to try to determine the cause of the fire. I think the party came just كتير ولعان, bro. That's what happened. It was الجو كان كتير. It was just hot.
كان ولعان ولعت.
ولعان بريكيز ولعت مثل ما هي. Myriad reports abound.
ما في الفيديو؟
هيدي على Twitter. Let's see. God damn.
What the fuck? How the fuck are there no casualties?
ما كان في حدا. It started at 5 a.m.
Okay, that's why.
So that's what happened. هون شو بعد في. Myriad reports abound as to the cause of the fire, although none has been verified thus far. Some internet users claim to have heard the sound of an explosion before the flames spread. Is this another case of Merfa Beirut? Have the Israelis attacked? And do we have conflicting reports? Did someone hear jets? Mamnadi. Rickyz welcomes tourists and partygoers all year. The establishment is popular with regular visitors, etc., etc. Anyways, this was just heartbreaking because, like we said, Rickyz is it's a national staple. For those of you, I know we have some young viewers who ما بيعرفوا كتير about Rickyz, so I went on the Googles وجبت لكم صور عن Rickyz. I've never been to Rickyz, for the record. I've never been. مش جو Rickyz. I don't think I would like it. But you see all the colorful hats. شوفوا العالم. You know what I mean? This looks like it was taken in the early 2000s. You know, look at these vintage folks. Look at الأجواء عند Rickyz and all the colored hats.
I
was trying to find pictures of people pointing at the camera. ما كنت عم بلاقي. بس all Rickyz photos في كتير عالم they point at the camera. Anyways, في كتير cringe performances that come out of there. Best folks. From the ashes we will rise. I got this off their Instagram. They just folks. Fucking Rickyz. Fucking Rickyz. Fucking Rickyz. Pointing at the camera for you. For you. Rickyz. This one's for you. نحن خلص. Once they rise from the ashes, I'm gonna go to Rickyz for the first time.
Sponsor us.
رح نروح على Rickyz show لك ناخذ. We go take the whole crew to Rickyz. Yeah. We wear the hats. We point at cameras. We do the whole shebang. Like عم بيقولوا في conspiracy theories هلا allegedly إنه my insurance claims. You know what I mean? Maybe one of the employees burnt it down. They get the fire insurance money. They build Rickyz back up bigger and better, baby. Rickyz 2.0. Hell yeah. Let's talk about some comments. Some YouTube, you know, guys, when I get some douchey YouTube comments, I like to talk about them just because I like calling out people who are, douchey. Especially this comment in particular really annoyed me. By Mbasso. Bless you, Mbasso. Thank you for watching. You know what I mean? But I want to talk about this. This was like 2 weeks ago. I don't even remember when this happened. But no, we skipped last week, so you get it now. And Mbasso, you thought I'd forget, but I didn't. So Mbasso writes this comment. He says, the other guy has no place on the podcast. I think he was talking about Nadim because it was just me and Nadim, I think, in that episode.
Yeah.
So Nadim biktub lo, you mean me? And then Nadim says, bro, imagine being named Mbasso. Anyways, that's not the point. Nadim's replies are not the point. Then I reply, I say, we all love Nadim, my dude, and your comment does nothing to change anyone's opinion, but thanks for sharing, I guess, great input. He says, I know that, the show is cool, وكل شي, بس إنه the guy doesn't look at the camera, he's smoking his vape, probably سرد لا, because he can't even put a sentence together. I don't know, bro, that's just my opinion or observation. It would have been fine if he just left it there. I disagree with what he's saying, but no, he could have left it there. But then what he said was really funny. He's like, بعدين the customer is always right. And he puts customer between quotations. The customer is always right. So honestly, what I think is, I'm like, this isn't a Subway restaurant, my guy. So no, the customer is not always right. If I listen to everything my viewers suggested, the show would be unwatchable, which is true. But so no, like, this is a different kind of entitlement, bro. What customer? Are you paying for this? You're not paying for this.
Nope.
If anyone is considered close to a customer, you could say it's the patrons because they support us financially. They contribute to the show every month. I can pay the interns. We can keep the show going. We can keep the lights on. We can change our equipment when it's faulty. If anyone here is my customer, and if I owe anything to anyone, kind of, you could say it's our patrons. But no, you're just tuning in, popping in on the show that we're putting time and money in to make. No, bro, the customer is not always right. Like, again, you're not buying شو عم تشتري ساندويش عم بعمل لك chicken teriyaki sandwich مع sweet chili sauce. Where do you? No, you're not always right, bro. Nanjet, look, man, everybody's got opinions. People tell us the show's too short. People tell us the show's too long. Don't talk about this or talk about this more. I constantly get conflicting feedback from everyone. So if I listen to everything that everyone said, the show would be a clusterfuck, bro, because you're trying to please everyone, but I'll please no one. So I always stick to what I'm doing. I listen to, obviously, advice or feedback. I implement it a little bit, but it still needs to be a show that I think is going to be entertaining and that I think makes sense. So it's just a level of entitlement. The customer is always right. Bro, what? Again, I appreciate you watching, man. Listen, no, like... So this comment, keeping this comment, and you guys know I do this all the time when we get comments like this. There was another comment that we got on the last episode, but it's not from just like some random person. We got it from actually a Lebanese boxer who's out there fighting in the States.
Lol.
اسمه Nadim Salloum. So this is what he wrote. So on the last week, I just mentioned, Nadim asked me what I thought about the Jake Paul, the Nate Diaz fight. And I just very quickly, it was maybe 20 seconds that I talked about it. I said that Nate Diaz probably thought that fighting Jake Paul in boxing is going to be less dangerous than an MMA match. That's all I said. I said it take Asseria. I didn't give any context. I didn't explain anything. Nadim Salloum, who is a Lebanese boxer fighting over in the States, I didn't even know he watched the show until he left this comment. He says, boxing gloves are less damage than MMA gloves? Bro, I respect your love for the sport. Just don't talk about boxing if you don't know boxing well. Okay, first of all, Nadim, thank you for watching the show. I don't know you. I've seen Nadim Salloum once in my life and I said hello to him. ببطولة لبنان, second division, بمدينة رياضية, ببيروت. But I hate these comments, bro. You don't come into someone's comment section on my show. No one asked you to watch. I don't even know why you're here. Don't talk about this. Like, don't talk about boxing. First of all, as a boxer yourself, let's ignore the thing that I said, whether it's right or wrong, because I think I can make an argument for what I said on the podcast 2 weeks ago to be completely right, and we can have a debate about it. It doesn't matter. Even if I said that golf is more dangerous than boxing, even if what I said was completely wrong, you have no right to come up over here and tell me, don't talk about boxing. First of all, you don't own boxing, bro. You didn't invent boxing just because you're out in New Jersey. Bro, I respect you're fighting in the States or you're winning matches, great. But just because you're fighting some dudes in a parking lot in New Jersey doesn't mean you own boxing. If anything, you should be encouraging people like me to talk about boxing, bro. I know. Ever since I started boxing 6 months ago, it's been the best experience of my life. I keep talking about how much of a positive experience it is and how much it's changed my life. So to have someone to be like, don't talk about it, it's so counterintuitive. كتير مزعجة وكتير سئيلة. Because, okay, first of all,
بس بقول شيء أنا بدون science بدون شيء, logically speaking, your bare hands are more dangerous than the stuffed gloves you wear. They're also dangerous. ما عم نقول you have a pussy hobby يعني أنا حسيت هيك أخذها.
No, there is. هل أخذها My boxers get defensive, and we're gonna get into what I said. What's more dangerous, boxing or UFC? Boxing long term is more dangerous. So what he's saying, and I wasn't even elaborating on that point. Because Nate Diaz, bro, منه خايف من Jake Paul, a YouTuber. Yeah, for Nate Diaz, who's used to getting shins to the head and elbows to the face. For him, a one-time boxing match against a YouTuber, on paper, it's safer for him than a UFC match. And I'm willing to debate that point with you anytime. Again, it's just to come into my show and be like, don't talk about this. You're supposed to encourage people to talk about the sport. You're supposed to be an ambassador for boxing. You know how many people have reached out to me since I started boxing and talking about boxing on the show to tell me that I've either inspired them to start boxing, or they used to box min zaman or yamlu, some kind of martial art. They stopped for a while, and I encourage them to pick it back up because of how much they can tell that I'm enjoying it. So again, someone like you should want someone like me to constantly talk about boxing and to constantly spread the gospel of boxing and how awesome of a sport it is. Because, hey, boxing was on the decline for many years. Young people aren't watching boxing, bro. They're not watching it. You know what helps? Weirdly enough, fucking annoying-ass influencers like Jake Paul, that stuff actually brings young people's attention to boxing. So even as annoying as influencer boxing can be, it's actually done a lot to help the sport. Someone like me, you think, and I'm trying to be like a professional boxer and fight. I've talked many times on here about my bruised rib, my concussion. If anything, I've very clearly spoken about how dangerous boxing is. Even when you're doing light sparring for fun, you can get hurt. So nothing I've said here tries to suggest that boxing is not dangerous or whatever. But again, it doesn't matter what I said. I really hate it when someone comes here. And it doesn't matter if you're a boxer or anything, bro. Don't tell me what to say on my podcast. Let's read my reply to Nadim. And they fought with 10-ounce gloves. Standard UFC gloves are 4 ounces. So how exactly is that not more damage?
Exactly.
Also in boxing, there are no elbows or knees to the face. Sure, long-term health of boxers is usually worse because of repeated trauma to the head, even with bigger gloves and headgear. I was just talking about this fight, and yes, it's less damage. I get that you're a fighter, but I don't appreciate being told what not to talk about. Maybe you could try correcting me instead of being a douchebag. And again, instead of being like, don't talk about boxing, correct me. Yeah, Anthony, I appreciate your love of the sport. It's very cool. Just one small note. I noticed that you said this, but this is how it should be. Mish, don't talk about boxing. What the fuck, man? Again, I'm happy for you that you're out there and you're boxing. But just don't be a dick about it. Then he did reply after I put out, but here's a couple of photos of him, by the way. Hey, the Nadim Salloum, he's the bald guy. There he is again. But when I say bald guy, I don't mean it as like an insult. I'm just that for mean. Here he is right here. That's our boy Nadim. Once I replied, رجع هو رد علي. and he was a lot more respectful in the reply. He said, I'm willing to, but ما فهمت the first line. He says, I'm willing to correct to someone who was asking and willing to learn, not stating wrong facts.
انه انت you're not asking people, you're telling people. فانت كتير انه يحسك انه عم بقول عنك entitled و you're not willing to learn.
I'm willing to correct someone who is asking and willing to learn. Oh, so I guess I need to ask him permission, like Mr. Papa Nadim, am I allowed to talk about boxing? في كمل, can I continue my boxing lessons? Papa Nadim, please, am I allowed? Don't get me wrong, to be honest.
Don't get me wrong.
Don't get me wrong, to be honest. I didn't mean it, I didn't say it in an offensive way. But 13 boxers die every year as an average because of brain damage. No one's arguing that. You can even Google what's worse and you'll see it yourself. And I never said it maheke. He's taking a 10-second line I said. Anthony, خلاص, I stated that boxing is not dangerous.
He just he wants it to sound dangerous. تيبين أكتر badass هو.
There's a couple reasons why I said it. Smaller gloves, knees, elbows, break your nose and cut your skin, but it won't make as much brain damage as boxing gloves. So a boxing fight is 100% more damaging to the brain for a 40-year-old fighter than an MMA one. And if you need to learn more about it or have any questions, feel free to ask. كتير محمس اسألك أسئلة. You seem like such a nice person to talk about boxing with. Anjad, you seem like so pleasant. This one, he's not wrong. But again, I said that in my reply to him. I was like, yeah, I know long-term boxing, brain trauma is worse. And let me explain it to you guys. Nadim, he's talking about boxing. He's like having a seizure. Mali Nadim, it's okay. Jib Hamda, bite on it or something. While I finish.
I forget this comment is literally paraphrasing what you said.
I know, because I know. He's trying to be like, you don't know your shit to matahkan in boxing. So first of all, yes, boxing, weirdly enough, a lot of you guys watching, is more dangerous than MMA. Even bare knuckle boxing is technically safer than boxing. Because the reason is, the fact that you're wearing gloves makes boxing seem deceptively safe. Because you're eating these punches, you're not getting cut as much, you're not breaking your nose as quickly in a fight as you would if you're in MMA. So the fights last much longer. And you're getting all this repeated trauma to the head. Also in boxing, 95% of the punches that are thrown are aimed at the head. It's something like MMA, you have kicks to the legs, submissions, grappling. You're not being only hit on your head. You're being hit everywhere. Boxing, 95% of it, it's focused on your head. And because you're not getting cut as quickly or injured as quickly because of the bigger and more padded gloves, the fights go on for much longer. So all of that brain trauma accumulates. And long term, you're way more fucked. Boxing fights are only one thing.
The glove is bigger, the area of impact of the punch, it's bigger than the normal punch. Long term wise,
that's probably true as well. When people wear headgear, people think that it makes it safer. No, headgear only protects you from cuts and bruises and stuff. But the impact to your brain and concussions, it's the same. So if anything, headgear can make boxing technically even more dangerous because it's giving you this false sense of security. You're like, I'm wearing a headgear, I'm fine. I can eat a few more punches to the face, when in fact, you're doing yourself a big disservice. Bare knuckle boxing, for some reason, it's technically safer than boxing because the fights don't last as long. Because someone is either going to hikila concussion, get knocked out much quicker, or they're going to get some kind of injury that needs to stop the fight. Fights don't last as long. So it's technically safer. It's still very fucking dangerous. Same in the UFC, bro. The way he's talking about UFC makes it sound safe, bro. UFC, have you ever eaten a shin to the head? UFC, you can crack fucking skulls, bro. Skulls get cracked in UFC. Fucking shins to the face, elbows to the face, knees to the fucking face. It's fucking brutal. So Kamena, it is extremely dangerous and in many aspects more dangerous than boxing. It's just boxing. Kamena, mish best professional fights. Man, one of the reasons why I was saying that a Nate Diaz boxing match isn't that dangerous is because it's a one-time boxing match against Jake Paul. He's probably not sparring a lot based on how Nate Diaz performed. A lot of the damage that these fighters get isn't even in the actual match. It's in their training when they're preparing, and if they're doing a lot of hard sparring, some fighters do hard sparring almost every day. And bro. That is what causes concussions. Nadim, in my opinion, I don't think Nate Diaz can be super hard sparring every single day and living a boxer's lifestyle. He did one exhibition boxing match. Akila brain damage, but I think on paper, this was one situation where he deemed it was safer. Not even me, the professional commentators who are paid to commentate on the fight were talking about how much Nate Diaz probably prefers this over an MMA match because it's safer. Is it me saying that boxing isn't safe? Again, I've sat here with a bruised rib. I've gotten 2 bruised ribs over boxing.
That's not safer. It doesn't make it safe. It's just safer.
No combat sport is safe. No, you're going to get in unless it's like jiu-jitsu or mafi contact or you're punching each other in the face. It's just wrestling and stuff. Nothing is safe.
That's also dangerous. You could تكسر عظمة أو شيء.
أكيد. again, regardless, even if I came up here and said that basketball is 10 times more dangerous than boxing, I don't appreciate anybody coming here and telling me what to say. And Nadim, I'm being nice. I think I'm being nice in this segment because we know some people in common. I know your brother, Rabia. I've met him a couple of times. We've interacted on social media a couple of times. And your boxing coach, the person who taught you how to box, is my boxing coach, the greatest coach in Lebanon, Coach Sherib Al-Khouri, who I'm sure you would agree, Nadim, is the best coach in Lebanon. Here's my coach as I talk about. Look at this beast of a man. He's the guy who taught Nadim everything he knows, and I'm sure Nadim loves and respects the coach. So Nadim, now that you know who my coach is, you know I'm in good hands. You know the person who's teaching me knows what he's talking about. Thank you for offering to help me, to teach me about things that I don't know about boxing. But I think I'm good with Coachy right here. And before we even shot that episode where Nadim commented, we were talking, Ana ul coach and a couple of other fighters. And no, like boxing theoretically is the most dangerous one. It's even more dangerous than bare knuckle fighting. So I don't know what he thought he wanted to do with this comment, or why he would try to discourage someone who so clearly loves boxing, who boxing has changed my life. So for you to try to dissuade me from talking about something that Anjad, I have so much passion for.
It has such a positive impact.
Such a positive impact.
Like with negative energy towards it.
Negative energy, and someone who's supposed to know better, someone who's supposed to be a champion and representing Lebanon, وبدك تصير وما بعرف شو, and you're just like, don't talk لخيي شو بدك تكون boxing influencer, وإذا حدا بده يحكي عن البوxing بده has to ask for permission. I don't get it, bro. Super douchey. I really don't appreciate these kinds of comments. If you want to change this industry for the better, and if you want to grow boxing in Lebanon, you need people like me. As much as you might dislike me or dislike what I have to say about boxing, you need people like me to encourage people and to show them how awesome boxing can be, instead of trying to silence me. And that's, maybe I went a little bit too long, but this is how much I love boxing, folks, and this is how much I fucking hate it when someone, no matter who it is, tells me what to say and not to say on my fucking podcast. It's my name on the channel, Nadim. Okay? Good luck in your other fights.
But Shubek, the customer is always right.
The customer is always right. I asked for jalapenos in this sandwich. Folks, before we get into our next topic, John Tassidis, let me just take a second to thank 2 new patrons, folks. We have Bonnie, a superhero patron who just joined our Patreon. Thank you, Bonnie. Superhero patrons, and we can't do this without you guys. You guys are some of our VIPs. We love you, Bonnie. Thank you so much for joining the family. And Tariq or Tariq EW. I don't know how you want me to read your name, Tariq. As a blonde patron. Tariq El, maybe. Tariq, thank you so much for supporting us. Anjad, we really appreciate you. We cannot do this without our amazing patrons, Anjad. I cannot pay the interns without you. That means we cannot edit the episode. We can't do shit. I would give up without Patreon. So Anjad, thank you guys. And let me thank some other blonde patrons like Heather Jabber, Leonardo Sawaya, Joe Badour, Le Josh, Saumon Fumé, Lucas with an R, and Dr. Octopus. And some superhero patrons like Daniel Nekhle, Ghassan Hamoud, Jabdallah, Maroon Bouslayman, and Kevin Massad. And our God tier patrons, Jessica Ann, Rifat Fakih, and Burgery, the greatest burgers in Tripoli. If you guys would like to support us on Patreon, if you would like the show to keep going, folks, check the link in the description. Find a tier that's right for you. We will very much appreciate you. And yeah, moving on. Now I know, folks, I promised Joy Tassidis in his DMs on Instagram that I would stop talking about him. Ever since he threatened to sue us. I like reminding people, Joy Tassidis threatened us with litigation. He wanted to sue us for sharing a true story about him and his brother on this podcast. Hello, we've put that behind us. I wish nothing but the best for Joy and his brother. But there's some videos that Joy dropped on Instagram or TikTok, whatever, that caused some controversy that I kind of want to talk about. I kind of want to.
He's doing is causing controversy.
He's getting on people's nerves a lot. So the people are turning on you, ya Joy. People can يحبوك. You still have your fans, but he deletes negative comments, so it's hard to gauge how we see it. Okay, so first of all, this picture was trending on Twitter, and I'm gonna read some of the quote tweets and stuff. So here is a screenshot of one of Joy's videos where he's sitting in a jacuzzi, uketib. When people told you to get a regular full-time job instead of being a blogger, but now in the middle of the week, you're sipping sangria in a jacuzzi at the beach, making money doing what you love, while they are sitting behind their desk for 8 hours a day, watching you on their screens while criticizing. On his Instagram, he wrote, you just have to believe in yourself and stop listening to the critics. You will thank yourself later. You're saving the world.
You're changing the Lebanon.
Anjad, what a hero. The hero we need this. We didn't know we deserved. The Dark Knight, Joy Tassidis. So only we have a quote tweet by Falula says, I hope this blogger trend ends soon and you find yourself jobless, penniless, and have to sit behind a desk like the rest of us. By the way, many of us don't have desk jobs and like what we do. You spiteful, spiteful, spiteful person. Honana Stephanie Hoyek. This is your reminder not to make stupid people famous. If you need a privileged, tasteless blogger to guide you on what you eat, then you're the problem. Usde, your taste buds are here for a reason. Food blogging is a scam. Aslan, what is food blogging?
What the fuck? You're getting paid to say wow.
Blogs used to be stuff that people wrote. This was a blog, was a written article in a way. Coming from a privileged background, one finds it easier to pursue projects without financial distress, while many others are compelled to work desk jobs to make ends meet. Privileged individuals should express gratitude for their background, as it often plays a significant role. It's probably not wrong. I'm sure Joy comes from a well-to-do family, which ain't nothing wrong with that. Usama says, being a blogger / influencer has been another way for privileged people to continue claiming superiority over people, as if not the only reason they were able to do what they do is because of that privilege. Fuck right off pretending they're producing some groundbreaking content. I agree about the groundbreaking content. Anyways, let's watch this video. This هون قاعد عم بيشرب سانجريا. أنا شوف ما عن جد شوف ملا video. Life-changing content. I'm gonna mute it just in case. He's sitting in a pool. There's probably some shitty song playing. Wow, this is groundbreaking stuff. I don't know how Lebanon used to. This isn't even how the problem. It's a douchey thing that he wrote, but this is what annoyed me. He dropped a 2-minute video. عم بيحكي عن الwaiters كيف السيرفيس بلبنان بطل منيح, and he's basically shitting on waiters for 3 minutes. And he said so many things that are wrong that I just had to I was compelled to talk about it.
Le service dans les restaurants بلبنان هيدي السنة super bad وعم بيكون littéralement catastrophique. Bonjour, هيدا السوجي كتير عبالي احكي فيه صار لي زمان, so يلا now is the time. لبنان كان دايما كتير معروف انه السيرفيس فيه is perfect and people are super kind until this season. وفي many reasons لهيدا الموضوع ورح لكم هلا شو بالنسبة لإلي. أول raison هي أكيد إنه places are fully booked ويمكن ما عم بيلحقوا. تاني raison هي many restaurant owners قالوا لي إياها إنه the good waiter.
Okay, so hey, just please be careful what he said here. He said the restaurant owners قالوا لي إياها. So part of the problem, which is the restaurant owners, who are the ones who are underpaying employees, etc. The restaurant owners, hey, so guys, you have to trust them. The restaurant owners who are also paying me money to come to their restaurants and give it a positive review on Instagram.
Is left to Qatar وDوحة for better opportunities during the World Cup. Lebanese people are so intelligent, donc لقوا أشغال هونيك ولقوا إنه des emplois وقدروا يدبروا حالهم وبقيوا هونيك. Third reason هي أكيد كلنا بنعرفها إنه waiters
فلوا لبرا.
كل الجود waiters فلوا.
مهندسين لأنه
بطل في waiters.
They're underpaid هلا. That's why they don't give a single shit if they lose the job.
هلا أنت you compare that to مهندسين. I don't want to. Waiting is not. It's a stressful fucking job.
It's a shitty ass job. I know. I've worked as a waiter.
I've worked as a waiter too in the States at a Lebanese restaurant called Almaza for about a year. La chef Eli Frale, chef Eli, تحياتنا. It's hard. Being a waiter is very stressful. In the States, you have professional waiters that make a fucking good ass salary on that shit. بس إنه هو إيه قالوا لي كل الgood waiters فلوا لي بطل. You can't train new waiters. That is the dumbest excuse. Okay, I'm sure some great كتير senior level restaurant managers فلوا كم واحد فلوا they found jobs برا. That's always happened. بس إنه ما في حدا بلبنان بيعرف يوصل لك برجر على طاولتك or to take an order.
Waiters are underpaid. وبس انا بالنسبه لي هيدي الريزون مانا فالابل وما خص الكاستمرز يتحملها وهلا رح لكم ليش.
هيدا مانا فالاد. This is the main reason. سمنه.
I love how passionate you're getting about this, Max. Okay, man. What's his source for this? The restaurant owners. So the guys who are underpaying these waiters. The problem isn't that we're underpaying them, Joy. It's the fact that all the good waiters are gone. هيدي هي المشكلة. So. انه for some, bro, you spend all your time in restaurants. معقول بتقول شيء هالقد هبل يعني انه it's not an excuse you're underpaid. It's not an excuse to be fucking pissed off and slack off at your job when your boss والمطعم عم بيفوت. صاروا كل المطاعم عم بيشرجوا بالدولار.
صار اسعارهم كل شيء مثل 1005.
اسعار كانوا مثل ما كانوا قبل بس المعاشات
خرا
are literally slave wages, so they shouldn't be upset. Joy Tassidis لا شو رح يقول بعدين انه we're all struggling with money.
بالنسبه لإلي مشكل لازم ينحل بين restaurant owners and waiters. هيدا ما خصو الكاستمر يفوت فيه للمشكله. اول شيء لانه why would waiters be underpaid اذا الريستوراسيون هي السيكتور الوحيد اللي ماشي بلبنان and restaurants are making a lot of money and we are paying a lot there يعني. Prices are not the same يلي كانوا بالثورة. Now prices are.
Ask your friends, the restaurant owners who are paying you $300 تاخذ لهم صورة عن صحنهم وتحطها على Instagram. Instead of giving you that fucking money, they could be paying their employees.
هم معه حق بس إنه he just contradicted الجملة اللي قبلها يعني.
There's nothing he says that is correct here.
لا عادي انه they're underpaid ما هو
they're underpaid
بس انه
اكيد بس انه he's saying it as انه like it's their problem to deal انه you have to deal with it
باك مثل 2019 واكثر وعم يدفع كثير وين ما كان. ثاني شيء اكيد الله يساعدهم الويترز وفي عالم اكيد ما بتنطق and it's
So the restaurant owners should pay their employees more. يا Joy, that should be your conclusion.
if you get paid more, your job's more valuable to keep. You're treated with more respect.
But it's up to the waiter to solve that with the owner. انت نحن you need to go and enjoy your ceviche.
very hard job بس after all when they signed up for this job على الكونترا كان محطوط قد ايه بيقبضوا so it's not a reason تبعدينا انه يكون سيرفيس باد وما يعملوا شغلهم مثل
برو كمان what an idiot برو وقت مجوا كونتراهم معاشهم كان ديزون $700 بعد 3 اشهر صار معاشهم يلي كان $700 صار it's worth $200 The contracts between don't mean shit unless you're signing a contract today and you're very clear انه بدي اقبض فريش هيك بدي اقبض هيك على هيدا التسعيره. في people that signed contracts years ago that haven't changed. They signed for كانوا عم يقبضوا $500 باللبناني هلا عم يقبضوا زيت الشيء بس it's now worth $50. So again what you're saying is very stupid.
كلنا we are underpaid وانه بس انه we're all going to work and we're all doing
بس هيدا بدي احكي at this point بلبنان نحن كلنا we're underpaid. 2 weeks ago we talked about this comment that Joy Tassidis left. حدا كان عم بيقول له bonjour what is your full-time job قال له Joy I'm a full-time content creator and social media influencer and yes that's a real job before you all start your lame jokes. Then
why
he
is he so insecure about
then he says this will seem so rude but you asked for it. I'm probably making more than you and your entire family a month. Continue laughing. So sorry Joy وقت هلا بتقول كلنا عم نعاني وكلنا we're underpaid. I don't fucking believe you buddy. Let's just go back a few seconds.
That's a name is Kanzo Paris.
I go 1 minute 25. We're going back.
Yeah.
So I don't believe you when you say that you're underpaid.
بلبنان كلنا we are underpaid وانه بس انه we're all going to work and we're all doing our jobs perfectly انه ما حدا عم بيقصر بشغله لانه we are underpaid. Also let's not forget انه waiters should be more intelligent and give people a good time so that we leave good tips لانه after all a big part of the salary of a waiter are the tips يعني. Guys وعم بحكي
See waiters, you guys are just idiots. You're not intelligent enough to give good service to get good tips. انتو حمير. Just use those tiny little waiter brains that you have. Those tiny little waiter brains. You're too stupid to go to Dubai to get a better job, so you're stuck here being a little stupid waiter. ما هيك according to Joy Tassidis saying that.
او مثلا السيرفيس عم بيكون عن جد سوبر عاطل ومش بس باي ذا واي بالريستورانتس كمان حتى بالانه شوبس انه فور شوبينج وهيك كمان ذات الشيء. يلا ناو اتس يور تيرن انتم تقولوا لي كيف عم تلاقوا السيرفيس بلبنان ليتلي وخبروني اذا عندكم شي خبريه بباد سيرفيس بمطرح معين ويلا follow for more.
Wow, engagement.
Yeah, it's just أنا كتير سمنة إنه he's blaming everyone except the real problem which was the restaurant owners. But he's in the pocket of restaurant owners. هو بيجايبتهم. ما بيجايبتهم exactly. So he's just got to please the masters that pay him his salaries. وhis هيدا وما في يفتح تمه وما في يقول شيء. And weirdly enough he's going to be on our good friend Jad Ardakani's podcast. Jad Ardakani is collecting all of the
عن جد جاد ما عندي شيء ضدك personally بس your guests no comment.
He's
I can't tolerate it.
I said it on Instagram. He's collecting the infinity war gauntlet of shitty guests. هلا زيد Joy Tassidis, the Thanos of podcast. يعني he took it to another level. Joy Tassidis threatened to sue us. The other guests that Jad had never threatened to sue us. هيدا he literally threatened to sue us. So I'm interested in seeing هلا مش حيسترجي جاد يسألوا عني وعن the lawsuit. Jad, I give you permission to ask him about the lawsuit this time. إذا بدك you have my blessing. بس just today I'm a guest on the Unjaded Pod by Jad Ardakani. You think he would come on our show? Maybe من زمان he would have come on our show. من زمان maybe بس هلا أكيد لا. He's explaining what a blogger is. What is it? أصلاً food bloggers bro. شو يعني food blogger? أنا blogger. شو يعني blog? You used to have a blog.
Blogger is like writing stuff on a website.
It was a website that used to write stuff. هلا بتروح بتصور دعاية. عطوني $200 بصور لكم صحن الناتشوز. Ooh, very good nachos. They melted cheese. Ooh, yum, j'adore. هاي $300 بجيبته. That's not blogging. You are a walking commercial. You're a walking advertisement. You're for sale basically. We pay you to say that this restaurant is good. Hey, anyways, enough Joy Tassidis. Naji Zakaria, folks. Naji Zakaria.
Popstar in the making.
We love him. Yani we had some dark moments with him when he slapped his cat in that video. And I think it was fine. I don't think it was that violent. Elijah and Noor were a bit more...
Like looking back at it?
It wasn't that bad.
Not that bad.
It wasn't that bad. Nahna, we forgive.
It's more than a tap. But it's not
a little slap. It was a little slap. Light slap. And I forgive Naji Zakaria. But we've kept him away from the show. And I had this one video of him just because his boobs were... He's wearing a very tight shirt. I just wanted to watch it. But a patron of ours, Julien Malouf. Julien, thank you. And I only remember Julien because I get a lot of DMs on Instagram, and I always forget to highlight people who send me stuff because I get too many DMs. But if you send me a DM on a Patreon, folks, not only will I read it, I will remember your names. Extra reason to support us on a Patreon. I read all my patron DMs. Instagram, not really. But you guys want me to read something? If you pay money, I'll read it. It's not what I mean. But no. Julien, thank you for sending this. He didn't send this. He sent the other 3. But hey, just his boobs.
Hey, your choice.
هيدي ما
مرحبا يا جماعة. أيام الخير لما كنا نروح نعبي تنكة بنزين غسلونا السيارة ببلاش. أما اليوم غسيل السيارة أصبح باهظ يعني تقريبا بحدود 500 ألف ليرة. مع إنه متوفرة كتير المي بالمحطات. يا جماعة غسلوا سياراتكم حد البيت. شو عم بيغسلوا لنا اياها بمية زمزم؟
So for anyone who forgot, Naji Zakaria is a renowned cheapo. يعني if there's some إذا بشوف حدا عم بياكل ساندويش من مطعم بينيك امه, I can make it cheaper. He's known for that. His son asks for food, بيعمل له ايه هون يعني he's known for refusing to go to restaurants. He goes to supermarkets and he gets everything for cheap, which is why these 3 ads are kind of perplexing because our boy Naji's trying to promote restaurants, which is the thing that he's the most against. If Naji's against one thing is wasting your money. The example, like من زمان he had that video, he was like ليش بدي ادفع له لصاحب المطعم تهو ياخد عائلته فاكانس وانا قاعد هون لا. It's like I'm gonna cook at home and I'm gonna save that money وانا رح سافر فيهم هالمصريات. This man, folks, is now a sellout. Let's watch.
شو طالع عبالك يا بيي؟ والله يا بيي عبالي شاورما دجاج. تكرم عينك يا بيي، بتعرف انا ما بدخل عليك ما بخلي شيء بعينك. ما تقلي بالبيت. لا يا بيي هلا لحقنا وجينا تكرم عينك. بس انت بتعرف انا بدي شي 4 لاشبع. 4 يا بيي؟ ايه يا بيي 4 بدي احط لي شي 2,000,000 ليرة يعني. لا يا بيي شو معك خبر؟ شو يا بيي شو النمبر 1 ايه عاملين 4 شاورما دجاج 500,000 ليرة. ايش تحكي يا بيي معقول؟ ايه يا بيي هلا هون 4 500,000 بس؟ ايه يا جماعة 4 سندويشات بيشبعوا جمل.
Okay, look, this makes sense. It's a
this
cheap.
This works for his content.
Yeah, this is a cheap fucking restaurant, and this works. حتى قاعدين بالمطعم شو بدي حط لي 2,000,000 ليرة فتحوا عيوني. He's like, I need 4. So at least I like the twist and the it's cheap as fuck. So for that it works. And I thought he would be a perfect sponsor for supermarkets.
Exactly.
Spinneys, make him the face of Spinneys. غيروا اللوجو. خلص حطوا وجهه لناجي زكريا بنص دين اللوجو. He's the new colonel. He's Colonel Sanders. تبع supermarkets. بس he's only getting hired by restaurants. ونشوف فيك. Oh, this is another restaurant.
عبالك يا بيي. يوم شو بدنا نتغدى اليوم؟ والله يا بيي طالع عبالي ساندويش كباب. تكرم عينك يا بيي، بتعرف انا ما بدخل عليك ما بخلي شيء بعينك بالبيت. هلا بنروح على السوبر ماركت بجيب لك لحمه غير شكل.
That's the Naji we know and love.
شو في يا بيي؟ كباب البيت. كباب البيت. ايه جديد هون؟ ايه ضلوا 2 شهرين يمكن. وين صار؟
I love the acting.
حد اللاسيكو تقاطع عن مدينة
عم يمثل يعني تمثيلية. اوكي حد اللاسيكو جاي.
عم يصوروا اللوكيشن.
من عوايدي طعميك برات البيت. عوضنا. بس يا خيي إذا كان رغيف كبير من رغيف واحد تشبع ليش الحال؟ فوت لنشوف. يلا.
Conditions. تعميك بالمطعم بس رغيف واحد. Any more ما بتعمل. خلص يعني he'll take you بس a few rules. You don't go out to a restaurant مع ناجي you gotta just follow it. No رغيف واحد.
شو بعد بتعملوا؟
كباب، طاووق، قصبة، سجق،
الكباب كبير؟ والله؟ و 250,000 وكبير يعني من ساندويش واحد بيشبع.
شبع جمل؟ Ask her the question. بده يبهدلها هلا بيفوت. He's gonna not let her do her job.
بدك ما شيل الاوديو عم يحكوا على السريع.
I don't know if we need to finish this, but let's, out of respect for Naji, we're gonna finish watching this video.
People paid for this video?
People paid for this. He got paid. Oh, أكل ببلاش. بحس بيطلع له The Shada deal هو بيطلع له. من طعميك ساندويش ببلاش.
شو 20 bucks.
They pay for his cab home.
كباب عند كباب بيت بكفر شيما بيشبع جمل.
عمل جمل بإيده.
بيشبع جايب الجمل معه. احنا bro, we have to beg for patrons, you know what I mean? And they're getting paid for these fucking videos. He has a third ad كمان. I know you're dying to watch a third one, but you're gonna watch.
لا يا عم actually والله.
من مصمكة بابا ألف اجى لعنا اللي بيشبع جمل.
بس من هيك places that they're sponsoring.
I love شوفوا كيف ناطر برا. He's just like standing there waiting for the guy to tell him he food.
من مصمكة بابا ألف اجى لعنا اللي بيشبع جمل. تفضل.
Oh my God.
الله معكم يا جماعة كيفكم شغلانكم حبيب قلبي ابني طالع عباله ياكل سمك خبص
منظف.
وصيك على 3 كيلو قلت له ب 500,000
مظبوط 3 كيلو سمك منظف خالص بلدي ب 500,000
منظفين
ومنظفين ب 500,000
يا زلمه مش بحق نص كيلو عم يبيعوه برا
ولا يهمك اهلا وسهلا فيك على راسي
يا رب
محلك
شيء بيشهوا يا جماعه 3 كيلو بيشبعوا جمل
يلا
عم بقول له انه خلص done.
Like this is a good ad لأنه someone
It fits.
عم بيبيع اشترى الانجريدينتس. This is great يا ناجي. بدنا أنا like I'm happy bro. ناجي cash the motherfucking checks bro. قد ما فيك تعمل دعايات هلا do it. Life is short.
على قد.
You're old. You don't know how long this TikTok thing is gonna last for you. حلبة. Great. And I'm super happy for you, man. You got on all my respect. It's just funny that a man who was so anti-restaurant. Yeah, it's so weird to see, bro. I can't. And I never. Imagining Naji قاعد بمطعم عم بيطلب أكل وعم بيدفع like a bill. I can't imagine him. عم بيدفع. He's probably his inside. He's so conflicted. هو عم بيدفع الفاتورة. He's like, oh my, I can't believe I'm gonna spend money at a restaurant. This goes against everything I believe in. So we love Naji. I would love to meet Naji, بس صور معه video would be the most exhausting fucking thing, bro. I feel it would be. I don't have it in me anymore, folks. And after the few documentaries that I've done, after the Joseph Merab one,
documentary.
It's being edited. Nadim is editing it now. It's gonna take a while, folks. You can't rush art. You can't rush a masterpiece. This is gonna be a special little film. So give us our time. You're gonna get something special. If you rush it, it's gonna be على الإيد. بدنا نعمل شيء حلو.
يلا Dexter Trump, please.
يلا roll Dexter Trump. So this guy, شو اسمه Ocean the Husky or the Ocean Husky or let's see هلا شو مكتوب. This guy's, and I kind of compare his stuff. Okay, so it's the Ocean.Husky. Kind of, it reminds me of your stuff. I know it's different, but so no, you're doing like clever edits, editing. He uses a lot of like deep fakes, AI, AI voice. Hey, but this is, أنا just hearing Trump عم بيحكي عربي bro قتلتني.
ايه so funny.
فينا نساعدك بشي؟
الافتراف شنبيته ما في شغل ملاقين وما في اكل ناك ضفرانين عارفين هان.
هلا امتى بتفل على البيت؟ وانا هلا عم طلعك بالسيارة اللي بدك اياه بيصير بس ما فيك تضل هون هيك.
That part I don't like.
الانسر خليت بذوق بعمرك يا رب.
يلا ودوه على البيت شباب.
ذوق بعمرك يا رب. ودوه على البيت.
ايه؟
ما عشان بدي اياك عليك يا كينج.
أنا الكينج يا عمان.
This is one. He has a lot of funny edits. But this one, وبيعمل كل قصص مع جوزيف مرايب. كمان he uses Joseph Meraib. Very funny. We rarely highlight things that we find funny on the show. We're constantly just shitting on other things. بس إنه we're almost done, folks. We're almost done. Be patient with us. We got a little monkey, our little friend Kubo. Kubo the monkey. Yaret Noor was here just to see how adorable this little guy is. Look at that little monkey. Look at that little monkey. شو تفخ
أنا بعرف كثير من monkey.
Look at him, his little wee wee. His little pee pee. He's smiling and he's all relaxed. أنت كمان بتعرف للmonkeys؟
ما بخاف منه اسمه نيا.
ليه نيا bro? He's adorable.
It's like a very hairy child.
Exactly, he's so fucking cute. Lebanese, okay, oh nasty bread. Nah, hey bro, شفتها على Twitter bro.
I think.
I don't know what country this is in. Just watch this bro. Yeah, get him off. Yeah, you're totally getting these flies off. شوف هلا bro, he's gonna fold it. All right, yeah, you're getting him off. Oh, bro, he got like 7 flies in there. Oh. Hey, رفيقكم وبقرفكم. I want to go down and burn this entire bakery and everyone who's working in it. Let's watch it again.
What the fuck?
This is so disgusting, bro. Yeah, flick it off. Yeah, flick it off. Great. Bro, count. Let's try to count how many. Bro, there's at least like 4.
5
There's at least like 5 in there. But
يعني كيف عملوا بامبس فوقهم.
yeah, it's horrible.
هو الدبان الخرا اللي بيجوا كبار عرفتوا؟
It's like instead of raisins, you know what I mean? Instead of raisin bread or olive bread, بيطلع لك معوسهم. هيك make them crunchy. Lebanese people in Ottawa. I don't know إذا عندنا so Ottawa folks لبنانية لسان شرب البارش بيعملوا every year للسيدة وهيك. We talked about them last year. They make the biggest Lebanese sandwich وما بعرف شو this year والعانة بأوتاوا. They're more Lebanese than we are here بلبنان bro. We're gonna have to mute a lot of this. وعم بيعملوا هون best تبولة contest. Started. So we're gonna have to mute it. بس عم بيعملوا best تبولة contest. مثل last year. You got.
It literally looks like a clip from last year.
It's the same. We don't need to watch it, but there's a few others that are funny. Hey, the shoe. Let's see what we can watch. That isn't. Le café. شو هيدا?
Welcome to the coffee tent. Let's make some Lebanese coffee.
Haram, bro. It's so cringy. Let's make some Lebanese coffee.
Our Lebanese coffee is Turkish coffee.
Yeah, this is Turkish coffee, guys. This is Turkish coffee. Brother Anjed, like who? I don't know what they're up to in Ottawa, bro. I don't know what they're doing. هون شو؟
هاد مشتاقين يجوا.
The souvenir tent. Oh, God bless it, madame.
شو souvenirs لبنان تمثيل العذراء ويسوع ما فهمت.
إيه no أساس religious.
How is this Lebanese related?
It's like the gift shop تبع حريصة. Yeah, no, I think someone should tell her that. You know, a lot of people are religious and believe not just Lebanese people. Anyways, I'm just playing the parts that are non-copyrighted that we can enjoy. It's just fun to get a little. Oh, holy shoot, the bakery. Bro, why did you leave? Some people shouldn't leave Lebanon, Pez. You know?
Like she looks so unhappy. تعال بدل مطارح انا وياك ما عندي مشكلة.
Some of these people should stay here, bro.
شفت هاد الدبان اللي كانوا قبل.
كيف في دبان كمان؟ It's not like it's nothing. I think this Manushi does look fucking fire.
This za'atar looks good.
This Manushi looks fucking good. Okay, هون شو في شو عم بيعملوا هون كمان I think they beat the record of longest Lebanese sandwich. Welcome to the grill.
كان بيكسروا their own record.
يلا أنا بحب اللحمة كثير.
Really? They used the لحمة song? Do you know this one? هيدا قبله before your time. يوم بتعرف
I do it. I know it. كنت بالمدرسة وقتها. It's not that old. It's old.
Way too many turnips, way too many tomatoes. بس إنه still look kind of good. البيتا صغيرة كمان. What's the final video we have?
This looks like شفتاليا from Greece.
شو؟
This looks like شفتاليا من Greece.
ولا هون شو؟
مش استجوا.
Welcome to the burger
شو قالوا the burger؟ هو اللبنانيز برجر؟ بوكس فرايز.
كل لبنان ما تلاقي جات بطاطا لقد.
Ew, what the fuck is this?
This is so USA.
This look disgusting. Anyways, they beat the record for the longest Lebanese sandwich. They all did it together.
Again.
We beat the record again.
Okay?
Next year they're gonna beat it again. God bless you. I think ما حدا نعيش قدهم هول the Lebanese قاعدين بأوتاوا. I kind of want to go live with them, bro. Simpler life, simpler times. go celebrate. هيدا السيدة بنلف ساندويش لبنة خي طويل نتسلى ونعمل Lebanese coffee. طيب, so I'm not sure if I want to talk about this because إنه Snow White. They're remaking.
نقطعها بسرعة.
شو؟
نقطعها بسرعة.
طيب, let's talk about this سريع. Snow White, folks, they're remaking it. عم بيعملوا live action remake مثل ما عملوا the live action Little Mermaid, the live action Lion King. Disney's out of ideas. They're just remaking.
Hollywood's out of ideas.
They're just remaking their cartoons into live action movies. خلاص, they're running out of ideas. People have been freaking. Every time they change a character's race, if someone was white in a cartoon, they become black. They freak out. Oh, you're going woke. You're ruining this. So go woke, go broke, etc. هلا people are freaking out على Snow White. But I kind of understand them. مش I understand them, but no. Disney either stop fucking remaking these movies, either remake them the way they were, or stop fucking making them. This is my opinion. So, Snow White, currently people are freaking out and they're pissed off at Snow White for multiple reasons. First of all, the actress who plays Snow White, this is my Rachel Zegler. She's half Colombian. She's gorgeous. Elijah and I both agree. She's beautiful.
We were fangirling عليها من شوي.
Yeah, like, I'm in love with her. What can I say? But people have pointed out that she's half Colombian and she's not exactly white.
مالي.
هلا in that case, look. Normally I don't care, but the character is called Snow White, so like it's literally in the name. Her most, I guess, prominent characteristic is that her skin is as fair and white as snow. So I guess in that reason, and I guess you could have hired a white person, and would it have been that bad? I don't want to sound racist by being, but I'm like, she is kind of a little darker skinned. It's fine. it's fine. But when the movie is called Snow White, it is kind of weird when Snow White isn't Snow White. Again, I don't care, and I'm not one of the. I did not give a shit that the Little Mermaid was black. You know what I'm saying? Because it does nothing to affect that character. But making Snow White like a Colombian lady, you know, it's like Black Panther's got to be black. There's no wiggle room there. I find that weird, but like, okay, that's a casting choice. They knew they were gonna get some shit for it, but that's fine. But then when you look at what they did to the dwarves, the 7 dwarves, this has gotten everybody fucking freaking out now. Even saying the word dwarves, that might be considered insensitive. I don't know what the correct little people, that might be the correct term.
They're not little people, must be one.
The dwarves in the like Snow White, it's a cartoon. Like I don't even think they're meant to be real little people. They're just meant to be, you know, these fantasy dwarves. Dwarves exist in all sorts of fantasy, like World of Warcraft, Lord of the Rings.
هيك كان قصدهم اصلا مش actual dwarves.
Dwarves are dwarves. They're like these fantastical creatures. But هلا we live in people are a bit more sensitive. A few like maybe a year ago, Peter Dinklage, the most famous little person actor in the world, came out and was like, I heard they're remaking the Snow White movie. I hope they don't treat the dwarves as these fucking idiots like they did in the cartoon. It's offensive. So, look, I'm not a little person. I don't know how it feels like to be shown in movies and to be portrayed as a dwarf or as a Haida. So what I'm going to say is...
to be fair, usually little people portrayed in movies is usually like كتير هول هبل, childlike which is not accurate at all.
Yeah, they're goofy or they're silly or
they're not like, they're literally like adults, بس إنه حجمهم أصغر, which is a medical condition, you know?
Yeah, I know. So this is what the dwarves look like now. They're just normal. They look like hippies, basically. They look like... There's one little person, and you got like just this guy in the back with a beard. You got at least one woman, maybe 2 women, but it looks like just one woman. It's just that they're calling them a diverse group of like magical people. That's what they're referred to. They're magical people. People are like kind of angry. Do I care? No, but are these the 7 dwarves? No. They're just some 7 fucking weirdos living in a forest. Like, okay, so déjà the movie Snow White isn't Snow White. She's not the fairest of them all.
Brown rice.
Maybe they mean fairest as in the most beautiful. She is beautiful. I don't give a fuck. And these are the 7 magical people. And there was an interview that they did with Rachel Zegler. Look, we're not gonna
like it might be a good, no, it's a remake. They have to change things. They're remaking.
But this is what Rachel Zegler said in an interview. She said she's not gonna be dreaming about true love. Zegler told Variety. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. People are making these jokes about ours being the PC Snow White, where it's like, yeah, it is, because it needed that, she told EW. The original is extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power and that what a woman is fit for in the world. And told Extra TV, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird, so we didn't do that this time.
Okay. It is so weird. بالcartoon, she's underage. Usually this guy who's like in 20 ببوسة.
Oh, she was underage? Yeah. I was like, just don't fucking remake it then. That's what I have to say. If you're changing everything about it, how is this fucking Snow White? It's the story about, bro, the prince saved her. He kissed her. I haven't seen it in fucking years, bro. So no, she ate the fucking apple. She's asleep. They're like, the prince, the only way to save her is to kiss her. It was like a little fucking cute fairy tale. It's empowerment. Do I need to be a leader? The 7 magical people.
And I've watched a lot of Disney movies مع أختي وقت كنا صغار specifically وهيك. I still do يعني. They're very nice. دايما they portray this girl إنه بدها الزلمة يخلصها وبدها الزلمة. So they're trying to fix that up, which is good.
Yeah, but at the cost of what? And you're not telling Snow White anymore. She wants to become a leader.
You can watch the cartoons.
No, I don't care. I'm not. But to me, this is one time where I'm like, maybe not. They've not gone too far. But like, what are you doing? Why are you even remaking Snow White? If none of it, if the story's gonna change, who's gonna care?
One word.
People like
money.
But they're not even making that much money.
They're gonna make money.
Not really, bro.
Especially what they can spark controversies.
Little Mermaid barely broke even. Little Mermaid just made its budget back worldwide. It did okay in the States. Internationally, it did not do well. This, bro, who wants to watch Snow White and the 7 magical weirdos in the forest?
The magical hippies.
And there's no love. Like, again, I don't give a fuck. It's not made for me. It's all the women who loved it. They're like, there's no love story. Why the fuck am I going to watch it? Anyways, I don't know, man. They made a Snow White like a few years ago. A Snow White and the Huntsman. I never fucking watched that either. I don't give a fuck.
I used to have this insane crush on Kristen Stewart.
Anala, she annoyed me. Always looked constipated. I don't want to sound like a grandpa here. Like they're changing the. Come in. So the son of the son of the man who directed the original Snow White يعني ابنه هلا today he's 90 years old.
Yeah.
He's 90. عملوا an interview with him. He's like, it's a whole different concept and I just totally disagree with it. And I know my dad and Walt Disney would also very much disagree with it. He called it a disgrace that Disney is trying to do something new with something that was such a great success. He literally called it woke. He said, they're making up new woke things and I'm just not into any of that. He's 90 years old and this man should be dead. Yeah. This man was around when slavery was still a thing. So in his opinion, shouldn't be taken seriously. Nope. It's just, بس إنه they've kept nothing from the original. Like, I hope they'll make, but coming to knowing Disney and watching all their other remakes, it's gonna be shitty. Yeah, they're not. Lion King was bland as fuck. Little Mermaid was.
Lion King was ass.
Little Mermaid was just a copy of the cartoon, bro. And it was fine, but like it does nothing better than the cartoon. You know what I mean? Aladdin was eh. They're all just.
I just find them pointless. Like why? I'm gonna شيء جديد.
It's just money. Disney just an IP. But no, I'd love to know what you guys think about. Colombian Snow White. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous, but she's stunning. You know, it doesn't matter if her skin isn't Snow White. Do you care that the 7 dwarves are now 7 hippies, 7 magical people who smoke weed? That's what it looks like, bro. One of the dwarves used to be a stoner anyway. Sleepy, right? Wasn't he the stoner?
Listen, no, secretly,
yeah.
Implied.
Wink, stoner. Wink. اصلا مش حينزل بلبنان لانه جال جادو is playing the evil witch, so
عن جد؟
yeah, so مش حتحضروا ما تتحمسوا. None of us are gonna watch Snow White بلبنان.
Like the role fits her.
It fits her. Well, actually, it would piss off because Walt Disney hated Jewish people. Walt Disney was like a crazy anti-Semite. So for there to be like an Israeli actress in a Disney movie, that's probably gonna piss him off. And we don't like Gal Gadot here. But I don't know.
She's hot as well. Yeah,
Walt Disney hates her even more than we do. If anybody hates Gal Gadot more than we do, it's Walt Disney.
Like, and I like her.
Really? I hate Gal Gadot.
She's so pretty.
It was where she can't act. Like, I hate...
Her accent, it's like very soothing.
There's so much baggage that comes with her that I find her ugly now. Like, you know what I mean?
True.
When she did that Imagine song during COVID... Imagine what
yeah.
That was her idea, bro. That's the cringiest fucking thing. So I hate her. I really don't like her, bro.
لا ما بقول كhuman. I don't know. شو الكلمة?
Are you pro-Zionist?
Objectively, she's pretty.
I mean, she's pretty. أكيد. Remove all the baggage.
She's pretty. Background وكل
شيء. There's just too much. Like, ما بحبها. I hate her personality.
Yeah.
With all that said, folks, God bless you. Thank you. Don't you dare tell me what not to talk about on this podcast. ما يجي لا comment. Don't talk about the Gal Gadot. حلو عني. Okay. Let's thank our new patrons once again, Bonnie and Tare Ew. Thank you guys so much. We love you. If you guys want to support us, you want to get a shout out on this podcast, support us on Patreon. I gotta give you all a little shout out. Thanks some of our blonde Nadam. بعتولنا بالين, بعتولنا lion على TikTok. I'd like to thank some other blonde patrons like El Jeje, Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, Julien Malouf, Miss Blacksmith, and Marianne S. And superhero patrons like Joito, Ryan Nabulsi, Ned, Kevin Masad, Bonnie, Bonnie, and our God tier patrons Jessica and Fatfaki and Burgery. I know I said that last time, but I am going to plan a Zoom call with the patrons. I'm also trying to figure out how to live stream so I can start doing like Patreon exclusive live streams, maybe live streams on this channel sometime. Like لحالي إذا ما في حلقة, you'll get a little bit of me ranting لحالي. Why not? Elijah, anything to add? Anything you'd like to say?
It is good to be back.
We'll see you.
I will hope I will be here next.
We'll see you in 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
Like I said, I was switching jobs and everything was hectic. هلا it should be more stable.
إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله. نتفائلك نحن بتعرف يعني. أكيد. مش بس للإديتنج اللي بس للإديتنج. No, that was never part of the deal. Anyways, God bless you guys, and as always,
do not worry.